What's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Salute to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. And salute to my original subscribers for always holding your boy down. I truly do appreciate that. Hold on, let me get a drink of water. And always remember, people, a gallon of water a day, wash the bullshit away. A gallon of water a day, wash the bullshit away. Now, it won't do everything for you, but it's a start. All right, where should I begin? I know a lot of y'all are probably looking at that thimble and are like, what the? Yeah, that thimble is a symbol. That rhymes. That thimble is a symbol of what happens. No, that thimble is a symbol of the end result. I'm gonna explain. Right? The way these guys live their lives is the way their lives end. What do you expect to get out of it? They manifest. You feel me? They manifest how they live their lives, man. How do you expect to get positive energy when you're doing nothing but presenting negative energy? How do you expect to get positive frequency when all you do is push negative frequencies? See, anything can happen in life. You know, I can go out here and something can happen, God forbid. Same for everybody else. But it's a whole different thing when you're like advertising, come get me. You know, when you're out here walking, like, why would you want to put that type of target on your back? It's already jealous people out here. You know, it's already people out here that wasn't as fortunate, that want to make a name off you, you know, that want to get in the game off you. And a lot of you guys are in fortunate positions and you're being selfish. So you're dying selfishly. A lot of you guys, let me explain that. A lot of you guys are in a position where you can help the community. You can help your children. You can help your family. But you choose to be a menace. You would choose to be a detriment. And that's the reason why I put that thimble up right there. You know, I don't feel sorry for FGB Cash. I didn't feel sorry for FGB Duck. I didn't feel sorry for King Von. I didn't feel sorry for Pop Smoke because they got what they was given. Understand that, people. But one thing I want to talk about real quick, right? All of those guys have one thing in common. Well, a few things in common, but it's all pretty much the same things. One is lust. And a lot of these things, that's why I tell a lot of you guys, man, you know, try to get spiritual. You know, I always say, man, I'm not a deep diver, or I don't put too much credence on religion, but at least try to strive to get spiritual. Because once you tap into the spirituality and you're honest, everything will reveal itself. One of those things, right, is lust. Women, money, flash, all of those things led to a lot of these guys' demise. Another thing, gluttony, greed, wanting to be famous, wanting to prove that you're a real nigga simultaneously. I'm gonna rewind that. Wanting to be famous or being famous and going back to the hood to prove you're a real nigga, to prove you're not afraid. You want to know why Keith Chief is still alive? Because Keith Chief wants to be famous. You want to know why Young Dirk, Lord Dirk, is still alive? Because Lord Dirk wants to be famous. He wants to help his family, regardless of however we feel about them. We're talking about the difference between the people that are still alive and are still surviving and the ones that are no longer with us. See, the ones that are no longer with us, they want to go back to the hood that raised them, that made them the menace that they ultimately became. They want to go back and prove I'm still that guy. And that's what I say about ignoring the signs. The Most High sent you a sign that it's time to grow. Regardless of whatever it is in particular, it's time to go and it's time to grow. But a lot of these guys want to ignore the signs and go back. And from what we've seen, it doesn't end too well. It doesn't fare well at the end. We've seen it with Young Dolph. We've seen it with Mo 3. We've seen it with King Von. He didn't go back to the hood, but he went back to a place that he was never supposed to go back to or go to. He was supposed to continue to keep pushing. And I feel sad, not for him, but I feel sad that he didn't have anybody that was supposed to be his so-called friends. You want to know something about that? Excuse me, people, if I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to, gather my emotions because I'm sick and tired of this. But you want to know the thing that I ask myself and my friends and stuff like that? Why in all of these situations and scenarios, like we've seen it with Nipsey, we've seen it with Pop Smoke, we've seen it with, with King Von. These dudes' friends and their so-called gang aren't never around. You feel me on that one? Why is it that your boys, your gang, and all of that, and your security is never around at the time of death? So that goes to show you that I don't know who is being strategic, but somebody's being strategic, or both people are being strategic, whether it's, the protection, the so-called protection, or it's the ops. We know the ops is being strategic. We know that for sure. But somebody that is supposed to be protection is being strategic. How, Double R? Magically calling out for work. Magically, you have other things to do. Magically, you're somewhere else other than gang. You feel me? Than riding. See, what I hear is these dudes constantly talking about riding. And I ain't even talking about sliding. I ain't talking about sliding, because that's hot. I'm talking about these dudes always talk about, that's my brother. That's gang. I'm a ride for him. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But these guys are snitching. These guys are nowhere to be found. Think about it. They're nowhere to be found. Nipsey, nowhere to be found. King Von, his guys actually was at the scene of the crime and backed up and ran. I thought it was gang. But when you heard bang, bang, you said, oh no, we gotta go. That's why I said all of this shit is really just an illusion. All this shit is really just an illusion. All this tough guy bravado, all of this gang shit, all of this shit is just an illusion. That's why I deal with the people that I deal with, and I deal with them depending on how they reciprocate, how they deal with me. And it's not about money. It's not about whatever you think it's about. Nah, it's about showing me that you care, that you're genuine. And a lot of these dudes, man, yeah, they was around before the fame and all of that. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about that. Oh, I was there before the fame. A lot of y'all only was dealing with each other because y'all was sharing the same pain. I'm gonna repeat that. A lot of y'all was only dealing with each other because y'all was sharing the same pain. That's why you was there before the fame. I got people that deal with me that feel like just because they're loyal to me, so-called loyal to me, or that they're around me, they're supposed to get some type of badge of honor or something. Yes, that's part of being loyal, being there. But what are you going to do to show in actions that you care? I see that in life where people would feel like, oh, I'm here or I was there, so I deserve this, that, and the third. And you don't. Only thing you deserve is the same thing that you've given to me. So you're here, I'm here. Now, how it moves forward from there depends on how you move forward from here. But lust, greed, wanting to be famous, and a real nigga, a thorough nigga at the same time. It's impossible. See, that's what's going on in this society. We trying to make stuff that's not normal a normality. We're trying to make the impossible possible. We're trying to fix something that ain't even broken. And we're paying with our lives. And we're paying with pain, with heartache. And the saddest part of that is my grandmother used to always tell me, right? The actions of you affect other people. And she was 100% right. The actions of these guys, man, they don't even care about, like, look at Honeycomb Brazy and what happened to his grandparents. For those of you guys out there that don't know, his ops was trying to get to him, but because they wasn't able to get to him, they lit his grandparents' house on fire and killed the grandparents inside of the house. One of the grandparents, I believe it was the grandfather or grandmother, was already on an oxygen tank. And they said that somebody shot in there, and I don't even think meaning to kill them, but they shot and the bullet hit the oxygen tank and blew it up. But they would have never gone through that if Honeycomb Brazy wasn't out here being a menace. And while all of this was going on, the ops was coming. He knew they were coming. Now, do you know what's going to happen as far as how the ops is going to move and how they're going to deliver their consequences? No. But you won't have to worry. You wouldn't have to worry about that if you were on a straight and narrow. Okay. So lust, greed, God complex. So that God complex goes with greed. It's never enough. It's not enough that you're famous. It's not enough that you're receiving and reaping the benefits of being famous. That's not enough. I got to go back and keep my reputation solid. I have to go back and keep that reputation solid. And it's funny because the way the powers have set this thing up is to the point where, it's not to the point, it's there. Both things go hand in hand. You feel me? We're going to start talking this real. Both things go hand in hand. The fame and the real nigga. It goes hand in hand now because you obtained your fame because of your realness, your so-called realness in the streets. If you ask me, is buffoonery and fuckery. But to stay on course, you obtain your fame because of being a menace, of being a street dude. So now, in order to maintain that, you have to continue to play out that role. But in order to continue to play out that role and to make it as real and authentic as possible, this is why I tell people, they say, well, for those people out there that ask, why do those celebrities and stuff like that see what other celebrities go through in the result of the bad things that they do? Why do they then continue to do it? One, it's always going to be somebody out there. And this is what the powers that be, they rely on, they bank on. It's always going to be another person out there that feels like that happened to him. That happened to him. It won't happen to me. Newsflash, it happened to the best. The best got caught. So you're saying to yourself, okay, Tookie Williams got caught. We'll even go MLK, Malcolm X, Rayful Edmonds, all of them, Mickey Barnes, Big Meech, BMF, all of them, right? Original gangsters, the best of the best, historically, got caught. I mean, if you ask me, none of them was the best, because you're the best if you don't get caught. And all of them got caught, and all of them told, to save their lives, or to be, get freedom. So if they got caught, you feel like, okay, I'm better than them. And they came around a time where things was a lot easier. Things was a lot more accessible. I'm talking about, the money, the drugs, all of that stuff was accessible. And they still got caught. And that's where the flash comes in. They said BMF was under the radar, and it was hard to kind of get a hold, for the feds to get a hold of BMF until BMF started to attach themselves with the likes of Jeezy, T.I., with the celebrities. See, they've been doing that for the longest. It ain't just now. It appears that it's just now because the youth is just so stupid. The youth today is just so stupid. They was stupid back then too. They've always been stupid. Let's get that straight. But they was moving a little bit more smarter and a little bit more strategic. Nowadays, this youth, they're just open. And it's because, the social media. It's because of the social media. It's addicting. It's addictive. Everybody, and that's where the God complex comes in at. Because you have to show everybody. Everybody is in their own little world. Everybody is going off their own little thoughts. And that's why it says, spiritually, do not lean not on your own understanding. And that's what we have. We have people leaning and relying on their own understanding. And their own understanding is getting them killed. Their own understanding is leading to their demise. You want to know if you're doing good, if you're following the right track, if you're still around, if the people around you can say nothing but nice things about you, if the people around you, feel like regardless of how they feel about you or how they see you, they can't say too much bad about you. And I wanted to do this video because time and time again, I've seen this situation where these demons, because that's exactly what the fuck they are, these demons get killed because they manifest the life they presented. And now we want to sit up here and act like they were angels, like they were saints, you know, or you want to try to make excuses and be like, well, they was a product of their environment, rightfully so. But they all had, just like we all have, decisions. We have the ability to decide what's right, what's wrong, what to do, what not to do, who to hang around with and who not to hang around with. We just choose to go with the route that we feel is best at that moment, leaning on your own understanding instead of trying to learn from people that have been there and done that. This is why I tell a lot of you guys, come on channels like this, go on channels where people are really talking the real. And you'll know who's talking the real because they'll be saying things that you may feel ain't true right now. You know, how many times have you guys listened to somebody talk that talk and you like, nah, I ain't there right now. I still want to go to the club and throw dollar bills. You know, I still want to smoke and drink. I still want to eat poorly. You know, I still want to have intercourse with as many females as I want to. And then you get mad when the doctor say, oh, you got cancer. Or you get mad when the doctor say, oh, you got liver disease. Or you get mad, you know, when you catch something, when you catch an STD, when you catch HIV. Or you get mad when this female say, oh, I'm pregnant. Or that female say, I'm pregnant. Or this female say, I'm pregnant. You know? Or people in your family feel a certain type of way when the ops come and collect. You know? So that God complex, right? That God complex, that's one thing. You know, you want to be, and I asked my grandmother, right, when I was younger, the difference between being infamous and being famous. A lot of you guys strive to be famous, but deep down, you want to be infamous. What is infamous, Double R? A lot of you already know. Infamous is being famous for doing the wrong things. A lot of these guys want to be infamous or notorious. You know, they want to be, regardless, I'm going past like the bomber. You know, like the guy that we just seen, the Buffalo shooting. A lot of those guys are known for being infamous, for being notorious killers. The Unabomber. You know, that's what a lot of these dudes want. See, you want to strive to be famous, and you only strive to be famous for the wrong reasons. You want money. You want flash, so you can go back and throw it. That's another thing, too. Getting this flash, be it cars, chains, whatever, so that you can go back to the hood and throw it up in people's face and brag. That's getting a lot of you dudes killed too. That's getting a lot of you dudes set up too. And another thing, you got to watch out for these females as well. That's another one as far as the lust part. Oh, we gonna get into that. I may do a whole series about that. That lust part. That lust is the females too. And then also, I didn't add that neither, but the alcohol, the smoking, the popping the mollies, popping the pills, the Percocets. A lot of that stuff take you out of your regular sober mind. So you don't know what's coming at you. You don't know what's coming at you. You don't know what angle they're coming at you at. You don't know who is coming at you. You know, with the Pop Smoke situation, they were saying home invasion. Some people were saying it was his own crew. It was Riff Raff and his own crew where people was feeling a certain type of way. If you ask me, and this is just my theory, the King Von's passing and the way that operated when he got shot and his dudes fled and they moved out of the way, to me, that was just a sign of what was already there. What do you mean, Double R? Them fleeing and doing what they doing, because they said, you know, not even a day after his passing, a lot of those dudes was going to go get his cars, A lot of those dudes was going to go get his clothes. A lot of those dudes was confiscating his jewelry, probably going to go sell it. So that was already embedded in their mind. This is why I can't really deal with people like that. I have a rule where I have to know you 5 years or better for me to even consider you a best friend. And even then, that's not always solid, because some people, as you grow, listen to me, some people, as you grow, their hate grows, their jealousy grows. They may smile. People can be chameleons. They'll smile in your face, but all the time want to take your place. The backstabbing comes from, the backstabbing is the end result. But some people don't even know they're associating and they're moving forward in life with somebody that's acting like they want the best for them, but deep down inside want to be them. I had to learn that lesson early. Even family. That's why you gotta kind of like not say fuck everybody, but you have to keep people at arm's length and kind of deal with them accordingly. As a quarterback, pick his poison. The dink and dunk come, you throw the dink and dunk. The deep ball come, you throw the deep ball. The run is open, you run the ball. You got to deal with people. You got to give people what they give you. You got to take what people give you. You see what I'm saying? And go off of that and make the best decisions off of that. You'll make mistakes as you go, but you'll also learn. As Jay-Z would say, a loss ain't a loss, is a lesson. Appreciate the pain is a blessing. You feel me? And whether we like it or not, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this. A lot of all of these rappers passing is actually a blessing in disguise. Because if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. So I look at the ops being the problem as well, removing the problem. And eventually the ops will get what's coming to them, whether in actual life or afterlife. We all will be judged. But sticking to the topic at hand, don't think the ops win at the end of the day, because they don't. Is what's his name? Quando Rondo, is he winning? Quando Rondo still can't even really do a show without watching his back. Is Tekashi 6ix9ine winning? Tekashi 6ix9ine can't even do music the way he want to do it anymore without hiding. So, and I'm pretty sure we've seen the drill documentary, the Chicago drill documentary. We've seen the New York drill documentaries, where even the ops have ops. Even the ops get mocked. So at the end of the day, this is all, like I told you, everybody's, as the years go, everybody won't make it. You watch a movie, or you watch a series like Snowfall, or you watch a series like Power, and everybody don't make it. It don't end as a fairy tale ending, because everybody don't make it, especially the main characters. That's how it is in life. Everybody ain't gonna make it. I'm not guaranteed to make it. Some people will pass by natural causes. Some people will pass by self-inflicted causes. A lot of people will pass because of the energy that they presented and the energy that was brought back to them from what they presented to the people. And that's what we're seeing with BG Cash, and we've seen with BG Duck, and we've seen with Pop Smoke and all of them. So that God complex is a motherfucker, because you're leaning on your own understanding, and your own understanding has led to a lot of people not being here anymore. That's why I tried to get as close to the Most High as possible. Because that is the key to navigating through this world. That is the key to surviving. until it's time to call you home or to go wherever you're going to go. And that's another thing. People just automatically assuming people are rested in peace because they're dead. But that's a whole nother thing that I don't want to talk about on YouTube. Another one. So we have lust, which is women, money, flashy things, wanting to be famous and a celebrity at the same time. We have greed, wanting to be, or we have greed, wanting it all, wanting it all. Well, greed is wanting to be famous and a real nigga at the same time and wanting to go back to the street and still show people I'm that guy. Or, you're in Malibu or you're in, a suburban settings where you're trying to perpetrate you being in the hood. A lot of people do that too. Or going in the hood while the ops not around, acting like the ops is there and ain't nobody coming after you. All of that stuff is part of the stage performance. Okay, I call it performance of the arts. Institutionalized. All of that is together. The lust, the greed, complex, all that stuff together. The God complex is institutionalized. It means it's an addiction, like drinking, like smoking, like having sex, like gambling, like popping pills. All that stuff is an addiction. Going back to the hood, feeling like you have to prove something to somebody. How many of us have, I know a lot of us have grew up, right? And around us, it's so many people around you that can't think with their own minds, that feel like they have to be something that they're not to survive. Feel like they have to be somebody that they not, to feel accepted and wanted. And then they make it no better when they're popping all these pills and drinking all these drinks and smoking all these smokes, and I told y'all just sharing the same pain. A lot of these guys that's around each other not only don't fuck with each other like that, really, but they wouldn't even know how they would really connect and they would really vibe outside of them sharing the same pain. And a lot of that same pain comes from the situations that they put themselves in, the choices that they made themselves, and also the popping of the pills and the drinking of the alcohol and the smoking of the smokes. I know a lot of people leaving now, a lot of people, out and about, but a lot of people are leaving because we're talking about a lot of the things that a lot of you all do. Salute to my real ones. I know a lot of y'all got stuff y'all got to do. Salute to the haters as well. Because a like is a viewer. A viewer is another like. So that's how I look at it. And it's not about the likes and it's not about the views. It's about, teaching and people willing to listen and learn. That's what I'm focusing on. I told y'all, this shit is really a hobby to me. This shit is something that is that I'm honored to do, because it's rare to have a platform where you can kind of express yourself in the way that you do in your circle, personal circle, to a worldwide audience. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it's met with, a lot of bullshit, because of the society we're in, like not getting the notifications out there, like blocking, putting up copywritten material. Meanwhile, letting a lot of other people that's pushing this negative frequency to rock, that's a part of it too. Let me see. Yeah, so the hood life is addictive. It's an addiction. And this is not going to be the only situation. There's probably somebody now, God forbid, as we speak, going out as well, getting their electric turned off as well, because it's the repeated cycle. We got to move differently, man. Hopefully this video will help somebody. If y'all was looking for me to get on here and operate how everybody else is operating, reporting the scene of the crime and, you know, talking about how the ops was wrong and this, that, that's not me. That's not my style. We're not focusing on the actual things that happen because that's not going to be the first and that's not going to be the last. I can guarantee you that. We're focusing on the reasons leading up to the actual demise and what we need to do to fix it. You know, you have to present the causes first before we can start to, you know, slowly fix it and work on it. But it's your boy Double R, man.